Well, hello, and welcome to Cinema One and Only. My name is Mr. J. This is my weekly podcast for May 15th to May 21st. And we start out with our weekly playlist, Suspicious Observer, with space news. We jump to our astrology forecast, this week by the Leo King. What's going on in the news? Hawaii is big news this week. Huge blast. The beginning of things to come. Mr. Netanyahu speaks out at the U.S. Embassy. Jerusalem has just been officially made the capital of Israel. The embassy moved there by President Trump is causing a great deal of controversy. And to study the history of that, we have a clip. Be patient with this guy. His knowledge is good. He's just new at presenting it. Third phase of Moon is getting into some really good exposés. This is part one of more to come. I think I have 3 so far. You are listening to Beethoven, Symphony Number 8, for our relaxing music this week. We'll wake you up with a little William Tell overture after that. And Leo King is got a special 7-minute astrological horoscope for you for May 15th. A little insight. Excuse me. Steve Cioccolante this week talks about the Malaysian elections, how prophetic they were. We have earth changes going on for the month of April that you should check in and see. 2 crazy suns, some information about angels, pole shift information, strange behavior of animals. We get into some music now. We have a full concert with Crosby, Stills, and Nash this week. And our CBS morning entertainment section, followed by our instrumental section and Holloway. Local areas seen by drone footage with really nice music and some entertaining kids from around the world. Then we get to our chapter 2 this week, Trip Around the World. This is where we check in around the world at various places. The Philadelphia experiment was put in here. Well, just give it a look-see and you'll understand why. It's a little prelude to our spiritual section. It isn't quite spiritual in nature, but when you watch it, you'll understand. Little prayer to guide us on our way. Gerald Clark talks about the Babylonian Talmud and a lot of the information that's current right now and applicable to what's going on. The oldest flood story, read to you from the Leak Project. Well, that's another one. These are not too long. These are short little introductions to the different hypotheses. And Matthew LaCroix, once again, this is part 6 of the Anunnaki series, which leads us into more information of ancient times with the astronaut archives, and we're up to 2B, part 3 of the Book of Enoch. It's not really part 3, but it is for us it's a third part. Then we get into our music section once again, bringing us into our cinema one and only movie section from the 1920s, 30s, and 40s, and even into the 50s. This is the silent era. It's the second generation or third generation of Little Rascals. And we're following Shirley Temple and the Three Stooges each week. This is a preview of some serials from the 1940s, followed by Chapter 3 of the Dick Tracy serial that we are repeating. And this is the second Dick Tracy serial. It is not a repeat, and we're up to Chapter 7. Then we jump to the TV episode of Dick Tracy, and one classic movie from our series that we're following. Sherlock Holmes on the radio leads us into our ventriloquist section, which is very short this week. Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy, one show. Then we have stars from that era: Jack Benny, W.C. Fields. This is one of his early movies, The Marx Brothers on the radio. Comic Weekly Man from 1952 brings us into our Western section with two Hopalong Cassidy movies this week. A TV episode from the 50s, another TV episode with Roy Rogers. This one is with the Cisco Kid. Then we have movies from the 1938 Three Musketeers. Every week we try to put one of these up. They made a lot of them. And we pick, this one is just out of the clear blue sky. It's Bill Cody. Didn't even know he made a movie. Ranger and the Ladies of Roy Rogers movie from the 1940s. Now we get into Gene Autry from the Phantom Empire, which was all about making his radio show. So we have one of his radio shows to follow it up. And dividing our Western section from the science fiction section, we have a Comic Weekly Man from 1953. And Flash Gordon. This is our science fiction. Frankenstein, we're up to Chapter 1. Tarzan, the audio book. Chance to read that. That's his third week, I think we put this up now. This is the radio show, Tarzan. It's Chapter 10 of 39. Episode 22, more Tarzan. These are the Superman episodes from the 1940s, and this is our Superman section and our superhero section. Justice League, Prince Namor. Blue Beetle. This is a new addition to our radio show, Superheroes. Western Heroes, Lone Ranger, and the Green Hornet and the Shadow. Those three we run together as they were in the 40s. Excuse me. Into the TV section with our regular running Mickey Rooney, Hey Mulligan series. They're up to 19. Topper TV shows. And the Hardy Family. Miss Brooks and the Hardy Family. Mickey Mouse on the air. I think this is their final show. Yes, it is. Then we are sticking at the end. Any latest news from Hawaii? We want to put that on this week, so you'll be able to see what the latest was. The rest of these, I think, are all family. Oh, no, if you get down to the end of the Book of Boom series, which is my dad's number 2 Book of Boom. That was 10 years ago. And we have a few updates from Galactic Federation, a news broadcast from May 16th. Another update on the volcano in Hawaii. Another NBC newscast from May 18th. Another earthquake. Two more updates on the earthquakes. Wow. It's been a busy week. That's it. Now, let's check in on Cinema One and Only, our dailies. And what I need to tell you about that is the way it works. Careful, we're going to get an earthquake here. Yeah, not too bad, huh? Move this out of the way. Mr. Beethoven. This is what we're currently watching, reviewing. Tom Cruise in The Mummy, Dracula, Hercules, and Batman. Alright. These are some of my favorite pictures. As we make our way down to our Cinema One and Only dailies, I would like to let you know that we try to run one disc a day from 4 different sections. So we start off with section 1, we come down to The Flash. Now this is the complete first season of Flash. We're just finishing up with that in the first position. And when that is finished, we jump over to Supergirl, the complete first season. All right. Now we're going to change the order on these pretty soon. Right now, The Flash is in the first series, but there's a crossover going on, so we're going to have to switch around a little bit to accommodate the crossover. And the crossover is between Flash, Supergirl, and the Legends group, and the Arrow group. So in the second position, well, we'll finish up the first position first, because when we're finished with Supergirl, we move into the 24-hour season 1. But in the second position, we will have Arrow, the complete third season. And that will be followed by the complete second season of The Flash. Which will be again followed by John Carter on one day, and then Arrow again in the fourth position. And I think that's how it goes to Roots. And that completes the third position, I think. And if the fourth position starts out here with Arrow, then goes to War of the Worlds, Tom Cruise, Hancock. These are just for one day. Then it goes to the complete first season of Legends of Tomorrow. And that's the 4th position, I do believe. And this is the end of the week. Begins the 4th position. And they should run together so that the stories that are crossovers will continue. Alright, then we come to the weekend, and we have 4 positions on the weekend. The first position being held by Mirrorland. The second position, X-Men Apocalypse. I think this is the last of the X-Men movie that's going to be in the number 2 position. And then in the number 3 position this week, we have Superman 4. And in the 4th position, finalizing the week out, we have Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. Alright. And that pretty much does it. As a matter, it does do it. So from the treehouse in Cape Nettic, Maine, this is Mr. J. I'm saying bye. We'll see you next week. Have a good week. And listen to some, whoops, it's earthquake time. Earthquake time! Alright, have a good week and listen to Beethoven.